mind without fear of judgment. We brought together 7 strangers, protected their identities, and created a space for them to be completely honest. What will be revealed when they take the mask off?
I just want to say this. They're not going to be completely honest, right? They're still sitting by other people. Humans are sheep. They tend to follow what others do. And you might get a little more honesty out of this, I think, is what we're going to see. But I don't believe you're going to see 100% honesty. Let's just say this will be about as honest a opinion that you're going to get from feminists that you're ever going to see. So let's just leave it there.
I have slut-shamed someone.
I don't know why they did this red agree and blue disagree. It should have been green agree and red disagree. But anyway, so look for the red dots. Again, I have slut shamed. And for those of you that are maybe living under a rock somewhere, don't know what slut shaming is. Men are constantly accused of slut shaming women. Oh, she's too promiscuous. She's been around a bunch of guys. She's like the village bicycle. But the truth of the matter is, slut shaming is actually a tactic that was more or less, used by women, for the most part. I don't think you hear guys say it until their 20s or 30s or so, but you'll hear a lot of even teenage girls call other girls sluts. And this even existed back when I was in high school too. Interesting.
Hell yeah, I have. I mean, I probably did it last week. You know what I mean? Like, I think I don't do it to people's faces, but like, misogyny runs so.
Here we go. Here we go with the victimhood. She just said, but like misogyny runs so deep, right? Right away, let's blame somebody else.
Deep. I'm going to think bad things about a girl that's prettier than me.
Hang on. Did you guys hear that? I'm going to think bad things of a girl that's prettier than me. Just got to back that up. Let's just play that back again.
It's prettier than me. I'm going to like, oh, what slut? I'm going to think that. I went to Catholic school, so we were forced to sign chastity cards, like physical cards. We had the whole presentations where they literally would like wrap a present and then like rip it apart and kick it and be like, this is what happens when you have sex before marriage. And like, I was definitely kind of to some of my like
a little bit of a I used to date this girl in my 20s that worked in a bad part of Toronto, and this hand movement stuff that you're seeing in the shadows, there was a term coined for that. She called it ghetto pussy.
First friends who had been like having sex for a while or whatever. It's definitely partially a product of like religion and the way that this whole country is tied into Protestantism and everything as well. When I was in the 8th grade, there was this girl, my friend group, they would slut shame her.
That's quite the shadow.
Because she was always like hypersexual. And once me and her got close, I found out that she was sexually assaulted. And so, ever since she told me her story, I stopped slut shaming. Even if I don't agree with what someone is doing, I just say that is their business and they will take it up with God on their judgment day. It don't got nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
I've used my sexuality for personal gain.
This will be interesting.
Listen.
4 agree, 3 disagree. All right, let's see what this one here starts with. If I'm going to be oppressed, of course. Again, it's it's a victim mindset. What do I say about the victim mindset? The victim mindset, it's a loser's mindset. You want to avoid anybody that comes at you. Number 3 on my red flag list is the unhappy and the unlucky. Just stay away from these people. But here we go.
Listen, if I'm going to be oppressed for it, I'm going to use it to my advantage when I want to. Like, it's something that is unavoidable.
If I'm going to be oppressed for it, again, the question is, I've used my sexuality for personal gain. I'm going to use it. I'm still trying to get my head around how you're oppressed today, as a woman. I mean, I've covered this in so many different shows. It's just like, it just gets old. Oh, I'm oppressed. I'm so oppressed. By whom exactly and for what exactly? And you have the advantage, and you just admitted it right here, that you use your sexuality for personal gain, right? Guys can't use their sexuality for personal gain. Women, pretty much all of them can.
Okay, I think I misunderstood. Okay, so I like your answer. I'm gonna flip it. I was like, okay, got it. All right. My whole life, I felt like I was sexualized, and I was an early bloomer too. So I felt like I was constantly sexualized as a child, and when I got like past like losing my virginity and then being groomed and then being assaulted, and I
Being groomed. Oh my God, another victim. See, I said this in the book. You cannot be a feminist without being a victim simultaneously, because for them to be oppressed, for them to have oppressors, they have to be victims, right? Being groomed. I was assaulted. I was this. Like, maybe she was, right? But like, when they start talking about, I'm using these things to my advantage when I shouldn't be, you get the idea.
I got to the age where I was like, that's so f***ed up, that it was kind of like a revelation for myself, being like, if it's what'll get me like what I need, I'll use it. Yeah. Like if I'm gonna get catcalled, I might as well get something out of it.
Like not monetary personal gain, but
So the blue one is disagree. So let's hear what this one has to say.
internal personal gain.
Yeah.
Like
Okay, so she just admitted to using it for her advantage, right? She just said, oh, not for monetary reasons, but for personal reasons, I have used it. Okay.
fitting in, getting positive reinforcement, that sort of thing. I still feed into the insecurity of, if I'm not getting that, like what am I worth? And I feel like that's very dangerous.
Because women throughout history for millions of years have always been beauty objects. That's the way things are, right? You can never get away from that.
I'll be, getting dressed for a night out or to go out. And I'm like, why am I wanting to dress a certain way? What kind of attention do I really want to get?
What kind of attention do I really want to get? Why am I dressing this way? Again, beauty objects, attention is a currency for women. Let me grab the super chat real quick before we carry on with not all women should be believed is the next one. Hey, what's up, Rich? I'm considering joking or joining the group and community. Over the last 3 years, I've leveled up in my extremely financially, career-wise, health, etc. But one thing I'm struggling with now is women. I've never struggled with women, but I am now. I need insight. What insight do you need, man? I'm going to drop the join link. You can call in and ask whatever question you want. But I'll be honest with you, women is a part of what we talk about in the community, but it's not everything. I understand that guys need feedback and they want to run stuff up the flagpole, and we're there to help and support with that. But we talk about a lot more stuff than just, getting the chicks, right?
Not all women should be believed.
No, hear me out.
All right. So we've got one, two.
Okay, I'm going to start here.
Got 6 agree and 1 disagree. So not all women should be believed. Interesting.
And then figure out if I change it.
I'm automatically switching. I rethought this. I think that the first thing that jumped into my head that made me like go with I agree with this is all those stupid ass white women that call the cops irresponsibly and without reason and stuff like that. That's sort of where
Stupid ass white women is where we start. Okay.
my logic went in on this, not so much regarding like SA and stuff.
Not so much regarding what is SA? Is that seeking arrangements? Not so much regarding SA and stuff like that. You guys let me know in the chat. I don't know. Was it South America? SA. What is that?
Stuff like that, because I would support any woman in that. Even if she's lying, I'm still going to believe her.
Even if she's lying, I'm still going to believe her. But we got to believe all women, right? I'm not saying, throw it all out. But come on. All? Really? Oh, okay. Yeah. Sexual assault. Thank you.
I feel like there's like a line. Obviously, you believe all women when it comes to, sexual assault. But then there's like the line that like knowing that people are bad. There are people who want to do harm. And if they're a
Believe all women when it comes to sexual assault, like without proof or evidence at all? Really?
woman, then it sucks. I guess why I went with this is to say, not immediately saying no right away. And to be like, okay, here we are. This happened. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. I think for me, it comes from the misogynistic,
Here we go. Misogynistic. Can somebody in the chat keep track of all the victim statements they have? Misogyny. I don't know. I've heard like 3 or 4 of them now.
idea that a lot of women just like lie because they're like Jezebels and like they're just we're just like tricksters for some reason. Like a lot of people, specifically men, think like, oh well, they're just saying it to get fame or fortune or whatever. And I'm like, can you name one of
you guys correct me if I'm wrong in the live chat or in the comments, but for the most part, for the last few years since this Me Too stuff came out, I think most of these allegations have, for the most part, been cast aside and not been proven, with some rarities. I think even with Weinstein, for example, is that prick. But I think for the most part, most of the allegations have been cast aside. It's just not true. There wasn't sufficient evidence. But oh look, here we go. Can you name one of the people that Bill Cosby assaulted? So we're going back on this one here.
Fame or fortune or whatever. And I'm like, can you name one of the people that Bill Cosby assaulted? No. My initial, similar to you, is just like, yes, like I want to hear what this woman has to say because I've been lied to way more by men in my life than by women.
She's been lied to more by men than by women, but feminism is probably the biggest lie out there.
Canceling men is necessary for progress.
Canceling men. So the red dots again are agree. So most of them agree that canceling men is necessary. A few of them disagree. Let's see what they got.
I feel like it's a double-edged.
How many times have I said this to you guys? Women always start sentences with "I feel like." Can you guys see it there on the screen? It's paused. Right underneath here, I feel like it's a double-edged sword. You're going to hear weak men, beta males, use language, sound bites like I feel like. Intelligent men that are unplugged use language like I think, because they're using their brain. They're thinking things through. They're using a rational deductive process to think things through. In almost all scenarios, when women are going to approach a statement like this, for example, you're going to get I feel like. Let's see how many more of these we actually get here too. Let's back up a little bit.
I feel like it's a double-edged sword. I'm not necessarily pro cancel culture, but I'm pro holding people accountable. But I feel like with canceling,
there it is. I feel like twice she said. She's pro holding people accountable. Can we hold women accountable though? I haven't seen it yet.
men, I feel like we saw this a lot with who was it, Andrew Tate. It was really good that we were bringing attention to it, and women saw how much of a scumbag he was. And I feel like a good amount of men did too. But at the same time, it became kind of like a joke. It became entertainment for men.
I agree with like accountability for sure. I feel like canceling.
So she made direct reference to our friend Mr. Tate being canceled there. Let me just back that up again. Let's play that just one more time.
But I'm pro holding people accountable. But I feel like with canceling men, I feel like we saw this a lot with who was it, Andrew Tate. It was really good that we were bringing attention to it, and women saw how much of a scumbag he was. And I feel like a good amount of men did too. But at the same time, it became kind of like a joke. It became entertainment for men.
I agree with like.
So because men were entertained by what he was saying, you didn't want them to hear it. So cancel him is necessary for progress. It's basically, you know, what we've arrived at here.
Accountability for sure. I
This is like the unhinged thinking that's being used.
feel like canceling someone or canceling a singer or a rapper or whatever, just like not listening to their music or not supporting them. But like men as a system, that's like not possible. They hold the power. So like not, you know, engaging with them isn't going to like progress us any further. We have to engage with them to progress further.
You need to be able to converse with the issue to have the issue fixed. Like, because if you like run to cancel someone, then they're going to be defensive and not learn anything from it. Like if somebody really and truly, I think, should be canceled, like fully, they should just be like convicted, like put behind bars. Like,
this is where they're trying to go. Okay. I've said this for years now. Feminism, today's version, toxic feminism, is a hate and supremacy movement. She wants to put you behind bars like there's a crime. A real crime is what she's saying here. Canceling men isn't just necessary. They're saying we need to put them behind bars like it's a crime. This is the thinking used, right? I'm just going to back this up. I want you to hear it again.
if somebody really and truly, I think, should be canceled, like fully, they should just be like convicted, like put behind bars. Like there is a crime, a real crime.
Sometimes jail doesn't even work because like Bill Cosby's out of jail. Like he got out on a technicality.
And that's why you need money to get out on bullshit.
Exactly. I don't trust the system. I as much as the example I'm currently always going back to is the Brock Turner case, because if he raped a girl and he got 6 months probation, served 3 of it, and the way I've seen cancel culture help in that case, I feel like sometimes cancel culture.
I feel like. Can we talk about like the very light jail sentences that women get for the exact same crime? Man commits a crime, woman commits the exact same crime. Her sentence is always much lighter, but we're not going to talk about I feel like there at all, right? Because that's going to involve some thinking and some stats.
Can step in where the law and our government and our judicial system fail.
Abortion.
Yeah, so it's about taking matters into their own hands and trying to push it further. Second last question is abortion is murder, and I still support it. Let's see what they got here.
Abortion is murder, and I still support it.
I feel like it's a really weird question.
There we go. I feel like she started.
I don't want to get flamed for this.
No, but
I have.
So hang on, they're changing their votes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the final is 4 disagree that abortion is murder, and still support it, and 3 agree that it is murder, but still supports it. So either way, all of them support it, but some of them are saying that it is potentially murder.
So I 100%, anybody that wants an abortion should have full access, no barriers, everything. I think, and I'm not even sure I agree with saying that it's murder, but I think that sometimes people talk about abortion very callously and ignore the like trauma that is associated with it. Even if you have 0 regrets, like it's the best decision you've ever made in your life. Women that I've, listened to and heard from and read, opinions from, it's still like a traumatic experience. I don't know. I think you guys understand what I'm trying to say, but I think just the weight of it.
I wonder how many of these women have had an abortion. They do have birth control, right? They have very effective birth control. It's just bonkers that this is still a conversation piece in today's day and age. Like, I understand that there's extenuating circumstances like rape and stuff like that, but I mean, if you're dating somebody and you're not planning on having a kid, but you're going to be intimate, be on birth control, right? I mean, or just don't bang. Like, I don't understand why this is still a freaking topic.
Experience. I don't know. I think you guys understand what I'm trying to say, but I think just the weight of it now has been lessened a little bit. I think that is shifting back again, though, because of the awful recent events. But I would say for the past 5 years or so, I've just heard it in my own community is tossed around lightly, and I don't necessarily think that it should be handled really lightly.
I agree with the latter half of the statement. I feel like it's like.
I feel like, hear it again. You're gonna hear a lot of this. Once you hear this, ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna hear it all the time. Whenever you're talking to women, you're gonna hear it all the time. I feel like. You're gonna hate me for it. I'm sorry, but there it is.
If it were to be considered murder, I would still support it.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, then yeah, I would say so.
So she just said there that even if it were to be deemed as murder, she would still support it. That's the thinking that's being used here. This is what we're applying. Bizarre.
Because it's not, it's still, even if it is murder, it's not an easy choice. That makes it even more of a difficult conversation. It's such a deeper thing.
This question is actually making me really emotional because I just gave birth in February, and I love my son. He's my world. But thank you. I recently thought I was pregnant again. And,
what the hell? You just gave birth in February and you're pregnant again already? When was this recorded? October 21st.
I'm not in a position to have another baby right now. Any baby I may go and keep, but I knew if I was pregnant this one, I wouldn't have been able to keep. So, and I just know, some people who I know, they wouldn't have understood it. So, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. And that's the reality, It's not like people.
I don't know what to say. Like, she just gave birth in February and she thought that she was pregnant again. Like, use freaking condoms. Okay? Go on birth control and use condoms.
People are maliciously trying to, you know what I mean? It's like it's a choice. And am I going to be able to provide for myself and my already born child? Or, you know, is this going to be healthy for my mental health? It's not like you are
No, it's not healthy for your mental health to go through that process. Absolutely not.
maliciously trying to destroy a clump of cells.
I like how they reduce it to a clump of cells. It's just a clump of cells.
It's your life, and that matters more than, in my opinion, than any kind of potential baby.
Absolutely. I feel like because of this,
of
the dissolve of Roe v. Wade, like I feel like I don't even want to try to have kids anymore. Like they're doing the opposite thing to us. There are so many women who want to try, but we've heard the stories of women who have miscarriages and go in and try to get seen by a doctor and say, we can't do that, so we call your lawyer. And I have so many health issues. I have endometriosis, I have PCOS. Like I have everything under the female sun.
Maybe take care of yourself better. Exercise, lose weight, eat healthier food. Start there.
Could exist. I could very easily carry a pregnancy that's not good. I could very easily die from ectopic pregnancy. And the fear that if for one day this expanded and reached where I live, I could die, you know? And it's so scary. And it deters women like me who are on the fence.
So she's trying to say that if I get pregnant, I could die. And if I don't have access to abortion, then that's not good for me. This logic.
From even wanting to have kids.
It's not even logic, it's just feeling.
The future isn't female.
As much as I want to fight for.
All right. Statement. The future isn't female. We've got 5 that agree and 2 that disagree. Let's see what they got.
Where I see this misogyny in my brothers, and you know, my father even told me when I was in high school. I asked him, I said, "Do you think men are superior to women?" And he said, "Yeah," to my face. I'm his eldest daughter, his only daughter. You know, so that hurts, and to see that, it puts a really gray tone over the world for you.
I guess I'm super radical, and I'm like, just end all of this stuff. Like, and so I feel like feminism is for the time being. I want to end gender as a whole. I think it's binding. And
what the hell did she just say? I want to end gender as a whole?
Is for the time being. I want to end gender as a whole.
I want to end gender as a whole because I think it's binding. It's like saying I want to end the sun, or I want to end the oceans and the sea. How do you end something that's... Guys, I'm sorry I'm putting you through this, but this is just to prove a point, okay? This is just being a fly on the wall. Listen to them be as honest as they want to be on these statements.
I think it's binding and it's oppressive. So I feel like the future is neither female nor male.
I don't know. I do like the concept of gender because to some degree, it is not who we are as a whole, but it does make us. I like identifying as a woman. And also,
if you're born as a woman and you can get pregnant and give birth, you're a woman. You can identify as a stapler if you want, but you're still female.
I'll challenge that by saying who are going to be the ones to be the voices for queer people and non-binaries, because it's not going to be cis hetero men.
You're gonna have to forgive me as a older gentleman, a seasoned gentleman, but when I read this stuff, I mean, the sentence reads, for queer people and non-binaries, because it's not going to be cis hetero men. I don't even know what cis hetero men means.
That's true.
It's going to be
I'm
women.
gonna Google that shit in a minute.
We're gonna have you put your masks back on. Thank you so much.
Jesus. Hey guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that short clip. If you did, consider supporting the creation of content by checking out my supplement line. Pinned in the top comment below of this video in the comments, there's a link to the unpluggedalpha.com/shop. When you click through, you'll be able to land over here, and the entire lineup is broken down by category that it performs best in: estrogen metabolism, fat burning, your foundational essentials for health, immune health, performance, and testosterone support. If you check out with coupon code ALPHA10, you'll get 10% off on your first order. There's also the option to use the subscribe and save model, where regular shipments will be sent over to you on a regular basis, and that gives you a little bit of a discount, and your supplement facts are always broken down over here. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome day. And again, check out that link. It's pinned in the top comment below in this video. Peace out.